Hello everyone, and welcome back to Project Glastron. In this video, I want to show you some of the last things left to do with the exterior of the boat. From way back when I started deconstruction on the boat, I knew I would have to refurbish the original Glastron emblems that are on both sides of the rear of the boat. Now, I could have bought some replacements, but I wanted to try and reuse the originals. If you are refurbishing a Glastron and you don't have the originals to refurbish as I did on this boat, or if you just want to save some time, you can actually find a few places online to purchase replacements. I remember seeing a post in the Classic Glastron Owners Facebook group, but again, I chose to refurbish mine since they were still in pretty good condition structurally. So, I started getting mine refurbished by painting a coat of red paint on the emblems. Once the red paint dried, I masked off the areas of red paint and then painted the coat of blue. Then, as you might guess, next I masked off the blue areas and painted on the white letters. With the red, blue, and white layers painted, the last layer to apply was the black. This black layer was one of the most tedious layers to get applied. That's because of the prep work that needed to be done before applying the layer of paint. I had to mask off the letters in a way that would allow the black paint to get applied to the sides of the letters, giving them a stroke effect. Now, with all four colors applied, it was time to remove all of the maskings. The results were pretty good, but me being me, I wasn't 100% happy with the sides of the letters. So my wife volunteered to touch them up with a fine art brush. Once she was finished, we let them fully dry, and then I used pop rivets to fasten them back to the boat. So, with the emblems back on the sides of the boat, it was time to add the boat registration stickers. The stickers that I got made were ones that I designed on my computer. I created these to be a vector image, which means that the edges of the image, which in this case are letters and numbers, are not pixelated. Instead, they have clean lines and edges which look best when printed. But in this case, they were printed and cut by a local graphic shop out of vinyl. I color matched the gray to be the same as the seat vinyl in the boat. Then I added the black stroke to the gray letters to make it stand out against the white hull of the boat. It's pretty strange how just adding the emblems and registrations to the sides of the boat seems to finish out the look. But before I start celebrating too early, I still had a few more exterior pieces to add. Heading back to the stern of the boat, I had 5 pieces to put back on. I sanded and polished these pieces off camera the same way I sanded and polished the rub rails. I'll add a card to take you back to that video to see what I'm talking about. Now, before I fasten these pieces back to the boat, I applied a layer of 3M marine sealant to make sure there weren't any gaps or leaks where the fiberglass cap and hull meet and create the seam. These seams have been fiberglass from the inside to seal them up, but I didn't want to risk any water intrusion possibilities. Once I had the strips riveted down, I used a rubber hammer to make them conform a bit more to the shape of the fiberglass. Finally, I moved on to the corner pieces, and I found that they didn't fit snugly enough at first. So I had to trim down the rub rail underneath, making the ends have a ramp effect, and this seemed to do the trick. Well, that's how I added emblems, registration stickers, and final trim pieces back to the boat. Also, in the last Project Glastron video, I showed the interior controls being added. So that means in the next video, I will tackle the 85 horsepower Evinrude motor. With that being said, I'm going to end the video right here. As always, I want to say just how much I appreciate you watching my video. Thanks for the comments, likes, and subs. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that I can see you next time.